how these compression fittings work. Here, these guys here spin off. This needs to go up over the copper pipe. Okay. So that slides up over the top. And then as you can see, that little rounded part on here goes inside the pipe, and then the nut comes down and it seals the copper against there, and it provides an excellent thread that stays for years. What you need to do though is flare the end of this. Now there's a few different flaring tools. So the procedure is that we actually undo these here. You can see the shape that's on this clamp there, that rounded shape. So that slides through, and then we do this down nice and tight on both sides. So I'll put a link to all these tools in the description. So if you're going to have a go at this job and put in a tap and work with some copper. Now for water, I think it's okay for a handyman to have a go. For gas, I wouldn't recommend it. I would get a licensed plumber in before you go working with gas in 1/2 inch copper pipe. So here we go, that's all set up. You get that nice and tight, and then we simply put that in the end there and hold this and hit it with a hammer and flare that piece there. So we've got that realigned. I had it sticking out a little bit too much before. That's better now. So we put this part in. Now if you can get that against something solid, that's better. But I'm going to hold this. Can you hit it now? Not too hard. Okay, yeah, see that the little bit of not round has gone and it started to shape up nicely. Go again and hit it a bit harder. Yeah, look at that. That's nicely flared now. You can see the shape on it. Let me take this off. Slide that out of the way. You can see a beautiful flared end. Now, when that comes on, you can see the flared end sits on there, and that will seal watertight. So there it is, basic 101. You can flare it a bit more than that, but you've got to make sure you don't flare it so much that it gets in the way of the thread on the lock nut here. That's a basic 101 of how to prepare the end of a pipe to flare it. Flared the joint. That's just a few good old hits, and it's ready, and that'll seal up beautifully. Copper seals really nicely. And again, I did remember to put the nut on before I flared it. So now we'll join these two bits. It has just an end like that, and one of these standard caps on the top, and again it has an olive. So you'll have pipe coming through here with a flare on it, so that olive will end up getting squashed tight so the pipe gets sealed in there, and from the other direction on the nut onto the olive, the other pipe gets sealed onto there. So that'll give the join. So I've got the nut on that end, so the olive's going to go there, and that will pull up when I've got the other piece of pipe through with a flare in it, and that'll join. So that there is how you join two pieces of copper pipe. If you've been digging in the ground and broken a copper pipe, just a length of copper pipe and a couple of these joiners, you can actually repair it. Okay, so now you see we've got the two flared ends here, and the olive is going to end up right between those two flared ends. And when I sit that there, you can see how the sealing works. And then these guys are just going to come up from both directions and hold it all together. And it's really amazing, but no Teflon tape, no glue or anything like that required. That'll just hold together and give a beautiful seal that'll hold for decades.